Right, Shalom, welcome back to another video. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor that's due to the Most High Yahweh through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, by Shemrakah Kodash, the Holy Spirit. That belongs to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone. Peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, the elect. I want to do a quick video. As I was watching this channel, The Real Reports, he was interviewing Mac. If you remember No Limit, Master P them back in the 90s. They had the 504 boys. You had Mac. He was one of their stars, one of their best rappers or whatnot. And he was like probably my favorite one out of No Limit, to come out of No Limit. He's probably my favorite because I loved his album. I loved his sound, his style. And he came home about 3 years ago. He got released in 2021, I believe. He got locked up in 99, 2000, right? So he's doing an interview here. This is him here. But like I said, he was No Limit. He was a rising star, and he got charged with murder back in 2000. He just did 21 years, right? And what's so cold and about that 21-year bid is he didn't do what the murder he was charged for, and he's given the account of what actually happened that night. You know what I'm saying? And it just reminded me of how these curses, man, how these things don't be happening. Like, here it is, we live in the so-called greatest country on the earth, and it's good things and great things about this place. I'm not gonna deny that, but at the end of the day, this is a bitter captivity for the Lord's his special peculiar treasure of a people, which are the Israelites, right? Because in this same place where so many people are able to come and thrive and have such great lives and great opportunities, we're here and we've had it really bad here as a collective. And this is a common thing with our people when it comes to getting, these sentences, and not even be guilty. And even when they are guilty, some of these sentences are just outrageous. They be life sentences, life plus life, and you know what I'm saying? And it's really vexing, and it's depressing, man. It's horrible, man. It's like, when we really need salvation, because for this man that had done it 21 years, like you said, he didn't even do it. He was in the club. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a scripture before I go into it. But one thing about Mac, Mac had he used to always talk, he had a song called Murder, Murder, Kill, Kill, shit's real in the battlefield. When I murder, murder, kill, kill. So he used to talk that murder, murder, kill, kill shit, right? Which, that was kind of like common, back then for rappers and shit, to be talking about killing and murder and all of that. So you can't get upset when that shit is used against you. Even today, these rappers that be talking that type of lingo, these courts will use your lyrics and your songs against them. I think they even did that with him. But this is Job 15 and 5. It says, "For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yet thine own lips testify against thee." Right? And like I said, he used to rap about that murder, murder, kill, kill shit, and then he got charged for murder, ironically. So I'm just gonna play a little bit, and then get the other scriptures I had.
And talking to Percy about me, KL, Mia, Fiend, and Cain and Abel. He said, "Man, come with more of my style." So that we're basically recruiting artists. Wasn't too particular about the location because I felt the artist.
Well, I wanted to get with a story at, because basically he was working one night. He went to the club. Him and his family had a camouflage entertainment company where they was kind of promoting events and stuff. So they was at like a hole in the wall or whatnot. He was working. His dad was working. His aunt was working. His aunt old man was working. His mama was working there. And then somebody had to let off a gunshot that night. And so he got down and he had his gun on him. And then when he got up, he was like, he didn't want his gun to go off. So he put his gun in the air so it wouldn't bump somebody and accidentally go off. And people saw him and they thought that he was the one letting off the shots, and somebody had got shot that night. And then when he got called in for questioning, somebody came and told the detective that the guy who got shot ended up just dying. So now it ended up becoming a murder, and they pretty much wanted needed somebody to pin that on, and so they decided to pin it on him because he had the gun that night, and he had first told him that he didn't have a gun. He didn't have a gun. Then he ended up reneging on that and telling them, okay, I lied, I did have a gun, after they found out the dude had just died, because he was hoping that would show that he didn't shoot the guy if they just take the gun and examine the gun and test the gun to see that it didn't let off, and then it didn't even match with the same type of bullets that killed the guy. But that didn't happen because he said that he heard the detective say we got who we want. So you know what I'm saying? That's where I left off at. And he ended up doing 21 years in Angola prison, which is one of the worst prisons in the States, period. That's in Louisiana. But that brought me to another precept I had, Deuteronomy and these curses, Deuteronomy 28 and 41, because as it says here, it says, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Now, he was, of course, he's somebody's son, but he was literally in there working with his family, with his parents, his mother and his father. And when you read this in the CSB version, it says, you will father sons and daughters, but they will not remain yours because they would be taken prisoner. And he was taken prisoner. He was made a prisoner and go to prison. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, they had to spend the next 20 some years visiting him in the damn jail cell. He was taken into captivity, and I'm gonna get Ecclesiastes 3:16, because it's all, Esau so-called, he went before a judge and received a judgment. But at the end of the day, the earth is the place of judgment of the Most High. It says, Ecclesiastes 3:16, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment. See, the place of judgment, this is the earth. That wickedness was there, in the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of iniquity, very little righteousness, and especially within this justice system, is not a lot of justice and righteousness. And a lot of time, again, these Jakes, they always end up getting these sentences and then doing 20, 30 years, and then coming out, the evidence showed that they wasn't guilty in the first place, and then they end up getting payouts and shit. So I'm finished watching this and see what else comes out of it, because I want to know, did he get out early from a confession, or was the 21-year sentence was that the actual sentence or whatever? So I'm going to get some more details on this, but I just thought that was interesting. Like, look at this comment that just popped up. You can honestly tell Mac did not do what he went to jail for. He doesn't have that dark killer look. Yeah, exactly. You could tell he didn't do it. Yeah, you could tell he didn't do it. But they didn't care. So, this is why we need law, statutes, and commandments and righteousness to come on earth, so that we don't have to deal with this nightmare no more. This is Isaiah 2:1, the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days, right? So we close, because we know we in the last days. It says that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, right? The mountain of the Lord's house represented the temple, which was literally on Mount Zion, which was a mount. It was on the hill, and mountain, also represents people, governments, nations. It says, and shall be exalted above all the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Yeah, so when the true children of Israel return back home, the laws of the Bible, law, statutes, and commandments, that these are going to be pushed forth throughout the whole earth. And it's going to be such a glorious and prosperous time in the earth that, people are going to want to come and be a part of that, and learn of that, and learn about our ways, and learn about our God, and learn, just want to be all indulged into this, not like how they are now, where they into their own gods, and all of that, where people don't care nothing about that land, that region, that area. It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Right? It ain't gonna be all this war in the air, all this battle, all this friction. People are they gonna eat, be merry, be festive. Excuse me, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Yep, because from war, peace is gonna be established in the earth. So that's why there needs to be war, so that peace can be established. So yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that out, man. I thought this was a interesting, thing, because this happens again a lot of time to blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans in this system. We get out here, and something happens, and the next thing you know, you getting jammed up for something you didn't do, and then Esau be on the internet calling you a didn't do nothing, which was like a racial slur that they use to kind of mock at you, because every time Jake get in trouble or getting pulled by the police, he always say, I ain't even do nothing. I ain't do nothing. So Esau be making mockery of niggas and call them didn't do nothings. So anyway, I'm going to close out my prayer. Was that fine? On to the next one.